Good morning, and thank you for joining me. My name is Amy Bradshaw, and I'm an education consultant with KET. Today, I just wanted to show you how to navigate PBS Learning Media and how to search for resources. PBS Learning Media is a free online resource that is a repository of over 100,000 resources in every content area and every grade level. I think it will be a good way to supplement your child's education during this time of at-home learning. If at any time you have questions, put them in the comments. I can't see the comments right now because I'm on the screen that I'm sharing with you, but when I show a video, I will take a look at them and see if you've asked any questions yet. I will also have time at the end for you to ask questions. So let's get started. To start out, you go to ket.org/education, and that will bring you to the KET Education homepage. And if you go down, you'll see that there are three circles. One is for early childhood, one is K-12, and one is adult education. We're going to go underneath the K-12 and click on the box that says Explore PBS Learning Media. Excuse me. This is what the homepage for PBS Learning Media looks like. And if you'll notice at the top, there's a banner that says Learning at Home. And this is a collection of resources that PBS stations all over the United States put together. Just a few of the resources in each grade level and each subject area. So if you wanted to take a look at that first and see if there's anything in there that you need, that might be a good place to start. You don't need to have an account for PBS Learning Media. It's free to everybody who has access to an internet. But it really helps if you have an account because then you can favorite your favorite resources and make folders. So if you create an account, you would go up to the right-hand corner where mine says Amy. If you haven't logged in before, it'll say sign in or create an account, sign in or sign up. And when you click on that, there'll be a drop-down menu where you can sign up using Google or Facebook, or you can create your own password and username for this account specifically. There are several ways that you can search PBS Learning Media. One is you can search by standards if you know them and you're familiar with them. That's probably not the best place to start for somebody who hasn't been in PBS Learning Media before. You can search by grade. But I'm going to tell you the grades on the resources are just a suggestion. So if you're looking for a particular concept, you might just check all grades. And that way you might find something, if you're looking for a 5th grade resource, you might find something in the 6 to 8 or even the 9 to 12 category that fits your needs. So you can search it that way. You can also search by subject. This might be the easiest place for you to start because if you click on the subject, you get this menu and it comes up with all of the different subject areas. And underneath, you have the topics that are covered in those subject areas. So let's say you're social studies and you wanted civics and government. You could click on that. And it tells you right here that there are 1,107 resources that have to do with civics and government. Or sorry, there's 1,107 videos specifically that have to do with civics and government. And then you'll notice on the left-hand side of your screen that it breaks it down even more into the subcategories. So you could click on international relations in the U.S., and then it breaks it down even more for you, foreign, American foreign relationships, and so on. So you click on that, and it tells you that there are 57 videos that have to do with American foreign relations and policy. And if you scroll down, you can go to see more videos, or you can go to interactives and scroll down more. It gives you lesson plans. And then if you keep scrolling, it'll tell you how many of each of the different types of resources there are. There are collections, there are lesson plans, there's interactives, interactive lessons, collections, there are documents, and just audio resources. So you can search for what you like. So let's say, click on this one. You can read a description for it at the bottom, and it tells you a little bit more about the resource. And down here it says that this one is a part of the American Experience collection. So if you like what you see, you might click on the collection to see if there are more resources that you'd be interested in. Also, most of the resources, the majority of them, will have support materials down here underneath. And if you click on support materials, depending on the resource, you get a variety of different support materials. You can get background reading or discussion questions. So the discussion questions ask you specifically about things that you viewed in the video. And most of them are more than one answer. So you see that, or more than one word answers. So you see why or why not, and then you see explain. So it really taps into that cognitive thinking. Let's see, I'm going to go back. If at any point you get so far down the rabbit hole you don't know where you are anymore, you can just go back to this little button up in the left-hand corner that says PBS Learning Media, and that'll take you back to their home page. You can also look down here below where you could search Classroom Resources box, and every day they highlight a different resource in each of the content areas. So go back up. You can also search by keyword. I'm going to put in fractions. Now, you have 475 resources, but that includes every resource in every content area that has the word fractions in it. So you probably want to narrow that down. And on the left, you can scroll down and you can go to just math. And you can scroll down more. It says there's 443 search results for math. You can go down even more, and you can collect on the resource type. I'm going to click video. So now up here it says there are 284 search results in videos. So let's see, I want to do 5th grade. We can start there and just see. And then there's 107 search results for 5th grade. Now you can also search if you've seen the video before, or you know kind of what's in it, or if you just know more than just one word, you can type that in too. Because like I said, if you just typed in fractions, you would get every resource in PBS Learning Media that had the word fractions in it. So I'm going to type in fractions, Goliath beetle. And this is one of my favorite resources. It's called Modeling Fractions, Multiplying Word Problem. And so I'm going to show you this quick little video here.
In the tropical rainforest of Africa, his claws are perfect for climbing in pursuit of tree sap or fruit. He's one of the largest of his kind, and it's time for dinner. The Goliath beetle is a giant among insects. He can be 5 inches long, more the size of a mouse than a bug, and he doesn't just crawl. As the Goliath beetle zooms to a new tree, he sounds like a helicopter. The beetle has an impressive 8-inch wingspan. When he lands, he neatly tucks his long wings under his wing covers.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Goliath beetles have beautiful symmetrical markings in contrasting colors. The males also have Y-shaped horns. As you might guess, they use those horns to fight. And what do they fight about? Territory, food, and females. Goliath beetles are known for their strength. If you were as strong as this beetle, you'd be able to pick up a car. A Goliath beetle weighs 1/4 of a pound. He's currently lifting 30 times his own weight. How many pounds is he lifting? Here's one way to think about the problem. When a 1/4 pound beetle lifts 1 pound, he's lifting 4 times his weight. What we want to know is how much 30 times his weight is. Let's keep adding pounds to our model. When the Goliath lifts 4 pounds, he's supporting 16 times his weight. Let's add on more pounds until we reach 28 times the weight of the beetle. Now we need just 2 more 1/4 pound weights to make 30 times the Goliath beetle's weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 1/2. We have our answer. A 1/4 pound Goliath beetle that lifts 30 times his own weight is lifting 7 1/2 pounds. Here's another weightlifting problem. Try estimating and then using a model to solve this challenge. The Goliath beetle weighs 1/4 of a pound. He's currently lifting 30 3/4 times his own weight. How many pounds is he lifting?
Okay, the first thing I want to say about that is if that beetle can lift 7.5 pounds, he could lift a newborn. And that is the beetle I would not want to run into. You notice it left you with a challenge problem. And one of the things I really like about this resource is if you go under support materials, you see all these different things that it comes with for teachers, for students, and let's see. This is the learning objectives and outcomes. Oops, went back too far. And this is a viewing guide handout that they can watch and answer the questions. Well, I can't find the right button. And here's the post-viewing guide activity sheet. And this is what I really like because it asks you to solve that challenge problem using the method that they showed you in the video. But then it asks you to go down and solve the challenge problem in several different ways and draw a model. You can make your own model of how to do it. So I really like that. It kind of teaches them different ways to solve the same problem because not all kids think alike. Oops, here we go. You also have on the right side of your screen other resources that you may like. So it gives you plenty of options right there and you don't have to search a whole lot more. And this is the curriculum that it covers. Go back. And another one of my favorite resources is called 60-Second Presidents. So I'm going to type that in. And you'll notice as I start to type it in, it's from a collection, and so 60-Second Presidents comes up here. And it's a collection. So 60-Second Presidents is a resource where it gives you 60 seconds of information about every president that has ever been in office. They do the videos after the president is out of office. So when Obama left, they did his, and then when Trump leaves, they'll do a 60-second video about him. So I'm going to show you one of those because they're really cute.
George Washington was born on his dad's Virginia plantation in 1732. He got famous for fighting with the British during the French and Indian War, and then he got mega rich by marrying Martha Custis, a very wealthy landowner. To this day, George had the most Benjamins of any president, as well as the most slaves. He led the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War, which made him a national hero, and then he led the Constitutional Convention in 1787, upgrading his status to legendary. So when the country needed a respectable first president in 1789, George was the obvious choice. As our first president, he established a lot of precedents. He created the federal court system, the first cabinet, he helped usher in the Bill of Rights, and he chose the title Mr. President. And he always looked serious because his dentures gave him a perpetual frowny face. Most importantly, he retired in 1797. Presidents weren't kings. Sadly, George died on his Virginia plantation only 2 years after retiring. He didn't leave behind any children, but he did leave behind a functioning democracy with 241 towns, 26 cities, 5 mountains, and a state named after him.
So those are really fun. I really like them, and some of them have the presidents come up and tweeting and posting to Facebook. So for this one, since it goes by so fast and there's so much information, there's a transcript here that tells you in English and Spanish what's going on in the video. You can also download all of the resources. So if you find ones that you like, you can download them, and that way you don't have to worry about whether your internet is going to work or not when you're ready to use them. So let's say I find this video, I really like it, so I'm going to favorite it. And when you click on that heart and it turns blue, that means it's in your favorites. And this is why it's really important to have an account with PBS Learning Media, because if you didn't have an account, you wouldn't be able to favorite resources. So to get to your favorites, you will go up here under your name, and then you have a drop-down menu. And the second item on that drop-down menu is favorites. So you click on that, and you'll see right there the very first thing is the George Washington 60-second presidents. So let's say we're doing a unit on presidents, and you want to add this to a folder so you will have all your resources ready. You click on it, and when there's a check mark in the box, you can add to a folder. And I don't want to put it in government or this one, so I'm going to put it in a new folder, and I'm going to title the folder Presidents. I'm going to save the update. And then it will tell you down here all of the folders that this item is in. So if you have it in more than one, or you want to put it in a different folder, you can check and see which ones it's already in. And over here it says, this is one of the things I was talking about. It says it's good for grades 6 through 8, but this is one you could show all the way through high school, and I think the kids would enjoy it and get a lot out of it too. So if you want to check your folders, you would go back up here, click on folders, and then here's your folder. You can click on it to see it. Here's the URL if you want to share it with someone else. So if you've got other parents and your kids are doing the same units, you guys can kind of search for specific units and then share with each other. So if you want to share, you can just share that URL. And then you can view folder, and you can see right there is where the George Washington President folder is. A thing where if you're looking for particular resources and you're just not having any luck or you need some help, you can email nti@ket.org. It's nti@ket.org. You can just send us an email and say, my child is in the 5th grade. We are studying habitats and biomes. Could you please help me find some resources? And then somebody, one of the EdCons will see that, and we will make you a folder of resources and share it with you. So if that's something that you would be interested again, the email is nti@ket.org. Okay, well, that's all I have to say. Thank you for joining me today. You guys stay well and stay safe. Thank you.